I witnessed absolute hell. Hello there, everybody. So, Bot and I do a nightmare, and welcome back to DANSE Irae Amantes Amentes. Holy fuck. So, the big bads are finally here. Well, I mean, except for, well, technically there's still two more. Mercurius, or Karl Christoph, and Reinhard Heydrich. I'd say those are the last two that need to pop up, and then this route will officially be the... Well, actually, you know what? I keep thinking that it's not going to get any more extreme than this, and I'm constantly proven wrong repeatedly. So, this is only the second route, and I can already... Oh, by the way, can you tell that I'm actually slapping myself because I should automatically know that it's just going to get even more dramatic and intense? And I keep making the same mistake, just dropping my guard, and then boom! Machina! That is a hell of an entrance. But damn. They even brought in Schreiber. So basically the big three are right there, and now it's only a matter of time for goddamn Mercurius or Reinhardt to suddenly pop up out of nowhere. Oh boy. That's gonna be fun. The next moment, the skies above the school returned to normal. The night of blood-stained roses had shattered. Oh yeah! Also, Wilhelm's dead! But Rusalka still lives. The sun blinded me as its rays abruptly peeked out from beyond the veil of darkness. My legs gave out, sending me onto the ground. The man disappeared without a trace, together with Kane. So in other words... No, it's not! My body was a complete mess. It was a miracle I still drew breath. My failure to defeat Kane was frustrating for sure. Not to mention the fact that an even stronger guy appeared to have entered the picture as well. But at least I managed to pull through with my life. It could have been worse. Plus, I managed to learn something new during my fight with Kane. The third stage of Ewigkeit. I still wasn't entirely sure how it worked, but once I learned how to properly wield it, its powers would no doubt come in handy during battle. I wasn't trying to brag or make light of the situation, but it did seem like I had finally discovered the trump card that might very well get me through this hell in one piece. And it was all thanks to her.
Arigato, Mari. 聞いてるか? おい、どうしたんだ? 出てこいよ.
Flustered by Marie's lack of response, I tried once again to form her. When I spotted Honjo dashing through the athletics field towards me.
よかった。無事。ってわけでもなさそうだけど、とりあえずは平気みたいね。
Yeah, oh god, there's a lot of blood everywhere, isn't there? Shit, and I think that's part of my spleen. Okay, if this thing regenerates, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this thing out. Oh god!
ああ、見ての通り、なんとかな。
うん、頑張ったんだね、男の子。で、私の方はと。おーい、ちょっと。
Talking to two people, or three people. Either Kasumi, probably not, Himuro, possibly, more than likely, or Sakurai.
ほら、早く。っていうか、足遅い。日頃運動してんの、先輩。
Definitely Himuro. I could see the delicate frame of Himuro slowly advancing towards us through Honjo's tracks. Huh. She tripped. Bonk.
あっちゃー。ダメだりゃ。
She could say that again. Putting that aside, though.
お前ら、無事でよかったよ。
The school had turned into a real battlefield, a nest of demons. It had been worth putting my life on the line if it meant those two could get out unharmed. Still.
なあ、本庄。
I tried looking in the distance behind Himuro's back, searching for another shadow advancing towards us, but ultimately spotted no one. Weren't we missing a person? Shouldn't there have been another girl advancing through these tracks towards me right now? Someone who'd immediately erupt into a violent outburst, leveling a whole dictionary's worth of curses at me? I've been waiting for that to happen.
ごめん。
Well, to be fair, she did have a light piercer. Honjo's expression turned uncharacteristically grim.
私、かすみちゃんを見つけられなかった。それ。
And there was a certain other person I couldn't get out of my head. Enough for me to interrupt what Honjo was saying, and I deeply apologize for that.
聞いてよ、レン君。私も確証はないんだけど、多分あの子。
A woman looking down at me from the roof, her body littered with wounds all over, rivaling even my injuries. I couldn't quite make her out all that well from this distance, not to mention being occupied by my battle with Kane, but she did appear to be crying up there. In this moment, the woman I'd always considered callow and irritating beyond imagination looked heart-wrenchingly fragile, like she was literally wasting away before my eyes. Or I might have just been seeing things after having my head hit one too many times in the fight.
ってわけで。ねえ、レン君。本当に聞いてる？
Nah, I'm kind of focusing on the route-centered character that's crying up on the roof. I gotta go have my bonding moment with her, don't I? I wasn't. I had no idea what she was talking about. I'd lost sight of Sakurai's silhouette on the roof. As such, I decided it must have been an illusion, the result of a strange, weary mind. And so was, you know, whatever Honjo had just said. If I looked harder, I expected to eventually spot good old Twitsumi hanging upside down from one of those trees with like an oversized monkey. The situation demanded some form of comic relief, the kind only she could grant us.
ねえ。
ああ、わかってる。
I wish I was better at escaping from reality.
とりあえず憶測で話してても仕方ない。少なくともお前と先輩は無事だったんだし、贅沢は言わないさ。
Wait. But what if I'm the one that baked the cake, though?
うん。ありがとう。でも、レン君。
なんだよ。
いや、わかった。一旦戻ろう。
Something tells me that Ellie is already assuming that Kasumi is dead, and right now Ren's probably denying that is probably denying that as a possibility.
そうだな。今は休まないとやばい。
I bet Honjo could see right through my little act anyway. She didn't say anything though, and simply played along with me.
肩貸そうか？
悪い。頼む。
藤井君、私も。
Oh, hello.
じゃあ、先輩もお願い。
And so, allowing my broken body to be supported by the two girls, I had no choice but to return to our base, all the while being tormented by frustration and anger intense enough to burn a hole in my chest. If we tried going after them right now, they'd probably kill us in a heartbeat. It wouldn't even take that much of a heartbeat. All they'd have to do is god dang breathe in your direction and then you're dead. After all, they were veterans of war, and a good commander knew when to retreat. However that saying went. I couldn't expose these two to any more danger. Hell, we were lucky to have survived the night.
畜生。両手に花だな。
なんで畜生なのよ。
That
照れ隠し？
まあ、そんなようなもんです。
Okay, if we're looking at this in the... Wait a minute. No, that doesn't actually work because he's not even fully human at this point. He's basically got a super body. My idea was basically, even though he's got technically two girls at both of his sides, technically they're at the best opportunity to basically nail him in the dick if he's rude or anything. But then again, he's got the super body. I'm pretty sure he's got the balls of steel quite literally now. There were simply too many good women around me in my life. And so, I wasn't going to lose even a single one of them. I had to do something about her. Just then I came to realize what the problem was with that statement. The presence of an exception to my well-defined listing of relationships. What was I supposed to do with Sakurai? Oh! Everybody's in attendance! Except for those three. In Shambhala, 12 out of 13. Swastikas, 5 out of 8. Chapter 9 Irae End. Honestly, Rusalka Schwaglin felt thoroughly annoyed.
やっぱりこっちはいいね。しばらく見ない間に随分と様変わりしたもんだよ。その点城はどうも味気なくってね。
Okay, you got a wicked eye patch.
ほら、あれなんかキラキラして飴みたいじゃないか。鉄とガラスでできた塔かい？あんなの昔はなかったね。
His eyes sparkled just as much as he gazed upon the looming structure. He had been pushing Rusalka all over town for almost the whole day now.
けどここはドイツのどこなんだろう。面影がなさすぎてわかんないけど、まさかベルリンじゃあるまいし。
Bruh, you ain't in Germany anymore.
ドレスデン？シュトゥットガルト？それともミュンヘン？ハンブルクかい？正直デュッセルドルフだったら嫌だな。
You know, maybe it's because I watched Naoki Urasawa's Monster, but I can recognize the name Dusseldorf, and Munich, and Hamburg.
日本よ。
How could he not know that much? He'd likely just forgotten. Rusalka heaved an exasperated sigh.
ヤーパン、ジャパン。同盟してた東洋の国があったでしょ。そこの一都市。
ヤーパン。
Nipponichi Software. Wait, wrong company. Shiraiba considered her for a few puzzled moments before suddenly clapping his hands together.
ああ、そういやそんな国があったね。東洋のどのあたり？チベットの辺？
そのもっと東、中国から朝鮮半島、そこから海を渡ったところにある島国。
中国、朝鮮。なんだいそれ。そんな国が地球にあるの？
He's just still mentally stuck back in that time, isn't he?
だからあなたは。
She was positively thoroughly annoyed. Gutta. Looking over dumb children shouldn't have been her job.
日本語話せてるじゃない。それがなんでそんなこともわからないのよ。
I am actually very happy that they just pointed this out.
だって言葉はね。
He reluctantly pointed at his eye patch, making the wry smile of a mischievous child being scolded for his prank.
この中にその日本人もいたっていうだけだと思うよ。言語やなんてのは共有しやすいからこの通りだけど、食べた相手の記憶や知識まで投影してたら僕はどれだけ多重人格になるんだって話さ。
Oh. Interesting. Huh. So if I want to learn another language, I just have to go eat somebody. No, wait, that's a very bad idea.
アンナだってそうしてるんじゃないの？
That's a little too easy, but a little bit too. That might be a little bit. No, there's no might about it. That's gonna be kind of messed up.
別に。
I mean, unless they're offering their soul to me and then I devour it, but how would I go about doing that? Actually, you know what? Don't answer that. Or rather, he was about the only one who could actually pull off a crazy thing like that. Wait, really? Their accumulated souls were but fuel for their Ononarbe, though they could occasionally function as armor if needed. The mind of an average person couldn't possibly cope with having to process the individual information of every random soul they absorbed. Kind of like how you couldn't drive a car and read a book, or rather the endless memoirs of numerous people at the same time. With some luck, you just crash into something. The less fortunate would go insane. But this man, or rather child...
意外だな。君はそういうのが好きな人だと思っていたけど。
Ah, so this is something that's a little bit kind of exclusive to Schreiber. He would slice up, analyze, and carefully observe every soul he had absorbed, a reflection of his monomaniac and sadistic nature, urging him to thoroughly devour all his victims. At a glance, he might have been no more than a child, but behind his mask, he harbored incredible potential for analyzing all manner of information, which was why she simply couldn't grow to like him. I don't know, that sounds like either incredible dedication or just a showing sign of how messed up this guy is.
まあ、
Maybe both.
確かに嫌いではないけど、速読は苦手なのよ。
Oh, speed reading is easy and fun. That's why I keep randomly pushing the damn button a little bit too early. If she possessed a mind like that, she could probably increase her knowledge without limits. Yet ironically enough, the one to be endowed with that trait happened to be a drooling idiot.
そうか。まあ君は頭がいいからそんなことする必要がないんだろうね。羨ましいよ。
You know, with all of the talk about Schreiber being a bit wild, I never thought I'd actually see this character be so calm in such a rather, short time from his appearance.
ありがとう。
It's interesting, to say the least. She made another sigh, as well as a mental shrug of the shoulders. A high-pitched sound resembling a whistle reached the two from behind, prompting them to turn around.
なんだよりゃ。
A couple of shady-looking men and women pointed their fingers at them, snickering. Not that she could blame them. They looked no older than teenagers and wore SS uniforms to boot. You didn't have to be as intellectually deficient as these bunch to want to make fun of someone like that.
ねえ、なんなのあれ。
ほっときなさいよ。どこにでもいる暇人だから。
Can I eat them? Oh god, no. I mean, maybe yes. This sucked, big time. That damn Schreiber attracted a whole herd of idiots from every corner of the city just to make her life hell. Living life with elegance, looking down on those inferior with a perpetually derisive sneer, and somehow turning into Dagami for a moment. That was her way of life. Under normal circumstances, she could easily shut these people up with her charms, turning them into a bunch of doting fools wanting to take pictures of her. After all, one couldn't possibly make fun of someone they deem superior. But Schreiber simply didn't possess that kind of overwhelming elegance and beauty. He did have a certain cherubic cuteness to him at first glance, but it wouldn't take long to make one think something was off. And they'd be right. There was indeed something not quite right with him. A complete lack of empathy and common sense, along with a twisted sense of morality and aesthetics. He was a monster lacking all common restraints that differentiated man from beast. Not to mention his tendency to forgetting about his own actions seconds after carrying them out. Wait, what? All in all, Schreiber was the very essence of unpredictability. Still, one thing he could be trusted to do was follow Lord Heydrich's orders. Yet the Lord Commander of the Obsidian Table would rarely ever reprimand him, allowing the Ashen Beast to unleash carnage without restraint. As such, Wolfgang Schreiber was, and always had been, like an infant playing around in a room littered with the launch switches of nuclear weaponry. To make matters worse, his sadism knew new limits. I figured as much. In the end, Rusalka heaved a sigh of resignation as she listened to that group of punks call them every possible name for male and female genitalia. Well, they had no idea what kind of a beast they had just awakened. In a handful of seconds, those kids would learn that the world gave home to beasts far more terrifying than what their meager imaginations could ever hope to conjure up. She felt a dash of sympathy for them, but this is also entirely their own fault. Someone had to teach them that not even humans could survive for long without fully developed instincts to detect danger, and it just so happened that this lesson would cost them their lives. In any case, she was done looking after that two-legged time bomb for the day. But, just as that thought crossed her mind, Schreiber suddenly jerked his head towards her, pressing his lips against her cheek. But... What? As Rusalka froze in place, completely bewildered, Schreiber gave the noisy rabble a wave of the hand, accompanied by a broad smile.
何をするのよ。
I didn't see that coming.
だってさ、やれやれってあの人たち言ってたじゃない。
Wait, what?
僕はまあ君も知ってる通りの体だから彼らの要望通りの真似はできないけどこれくらいならね。嫌だったかい？
別に嫌じゃないけど。
Oh my. Rather, it was so stupid it didn't even register to her in that sense.
じゃあよかった。
He wrapped his hands around Rusalka's back and legs, lifting her up.
お姫様抱っこってこれだよね。いやー、君は軽いな。
I don't even know how to mentally process this. He then proceeded to run around the square, jumping and spinning around like a ballet dancer.
こらちょっとやめてよシュライバ
Hydrix just kind of sitting on his throne like, what? Christoph? Even I didn't see this coming. Ignoring her pleas, the boy began to sing.
天に輝く銀の月よ。その光は愛に満ちて、世界のすべてを静かに照らし。
Noble silver moon upon the sky, you glimmer oh so full of love.
地に行き交う人たちをいつも優しく見下ろしている。
Your gentle light showers the whole of the world, a loyal companion to all who roam the earth. One of Vorok's masterworks, the opera of Rusalka. She might have had a petite frame, but one still had to question if she was on the moon, judging by how gracefully Schreiber leapt through the air while holding her in his arms. If that alone wasn't enough, his boyish soprano reverberated across the skies like a full-blown choir. The street punks looked at the spectacle in utter bewilderment, their barrage of curses soon turning into gasps of astonishment.
ああ月よ、そんなに急がないで。教えてほしい。私の愛しい人はどこにいるの？
Halt your stride, all noble moon, for I need to know, where does my beloved wait for me? A scene from a legend had come to life in the park, a young boy with a girl in his arms singing an ode of love while illuminated by silvery moonlight. All those in the vicinity narrowed their eyes at the spellbinding sight, their hearts aflutter with excitement. The two were in love. They must have been fairies hailing from a world different from their own, likely to vanish into thin air at the first light of dawn. Now let's get to the carnage. I'm just kind of like, I've got that little part in the back of my mind that's just expecting that to happen. An angelic smile, a purity and innocence graced the boy's lips. One couldn't help but want to cheer for the two dazzling lovers, praying that no cruel twist of fate could ever separate them. Shiraiba's mesmerizing dance was such a magnificent display of poignant grace that it managed to enthrall even the hearts of the cynical and ever-realistic men and women of modern Japan, city dwellers practically conditioned not to pay attention to the lives of others. Almost as if it was a thing that didn't belong in the mortal realm.
天空のさすらい人よ、伝えてほしい。私はいつもあの人を思っていると。
Convey my words, wanderer of the heavens. He must know that my heart yearns only for him. His leaps had already reached up to over 3 meters. The spectators below began to murmur, exchanging glances among each other before finally realizing that something was terribly wrong.
ああ、伝えてほしい。私があの人を愛していると。
Ah, convey my words. He must know that my love burns only for him. The boy began walking up the tower's wall. He displayed the aberrant scene for everyone to see, advancing up the steep wall on his tiptoes like a cat, completely disregarding the laws of gravity. Reenacting a scene from a nightmare.
愛しい人が夢の中に私を見るなら。
Should he dream of me in the dark of night? He performed an axle jump using the glass surface of his skating as a skating rink. A quadruple axle jump of 4.5 rotations, the most challenging maneuver in figure skating as of yet and achieved by skaters across the globe. Yet the boy just done it with no run-up, on a vertical wall no less. He kept on spinning 5, 6, 10 times, breaking the world record. Even Rusalka had to take a gasp at the incredible centrifugal force of such abrupt acceleration took a hold of her. Spinning at a maddening velocity, Schreiber shot towards the group of rowdy-looking men and women that had made fun of them just moments before.
その幻とともに目覚めてちょうだい。
Wake him to dispel that illusion. You know what? This is Schreiber. I think I need to go full Miguel here, just in case.
He turned into a singing whirlwind, seizing Rusalka by the hands and spinning her around. In that instance, his dance partner had effectively turned into a blunt weapon. At this speed, however, calling it an instrument of decapitation would be more apt. The delicate legs of the girl, now spinning like the blade of a chainsaw, separated the torsos of the 4 punks from their legs in the blink of an eye, spraying the pavement crimson with blood and body parts.
Oh my god, you ruined my shoes!
I'm having fun! Naturally, Rusalka had no say in this. She wasn't one to shy away from a bloodbath, but this time, she turned out to be as much of a victim as the rest of the onlookers. A cacophony of terrified screams and shouts of confusion erupted in the night, finally supplying the dancers with their tune. A musical of carnage. By the time the spectators realized that the boy was no angel but something far more sinister wearing on skin, it was already too late.
行かないで。そんなに早く逃げないで。
Halt your stride and flee me not, O noble moon. He wouldn't let a single person escape this place. He landed gracefully on the ground and promptly jumped for another spin. Despite carrying the weight of another person, Schreiber nonetheless launched over 7 meters into the air. On top of that, he threw the girl into the air even further above himself.
あの人をその光で照らしてほしい。
And shower him with your gentle light. The next moment, there were 2 pistols in his hands. Tools that had seen so much of the use of the gunmetal on them had lost its shine entirely. A Moser and a Luger, both engraved with the wolf's angel. The wolf's angel. The fangs and claws of the beast of the Einsatz group. He was the one and only Schreiber of Sturmwind. Albedo, the Ashen Knight, a beast to devour sun and moon alike. A living eclipse.
Rotviner. Hrutvinir. Hruvitner, fuck.
The beast of giant jaws and vicious fame, devouring earth and sky if allowed to spread his bane.
その輝きであの人がどこにいてもわかるように。
Wait, let's get a good look at this.
Jesus.
That's a... Why does that put me in the mind of that, that gun? It's okay, it's a bit shorter, but it puts me in the mind of that gun that, that guy from Helsing Ultimate, used. The werewolf dude. What the fuck was his name? I feel stupid that I forgot it.
The nose of a shark, eyes of a hawk, ears of a bat, a chimera of insects. His bestial senses eliminated any handicap a missing eye might have given him, and so, despite spinning in the air at the speed of a whirlwind, his aim proved thoroughly lethal. Almost in an instant, 30 bullets found their way right into the skulls of 30 panicking bystanders.
ああ、月よ。行かないで。そんなに早く逃げないで。
Ah, halt your stride and flee me not, O noble moon. Even though the area had long since been emptied of living people, Schreiber's pistols refused to stop, continuing to litter the dead bodies with myriad holes. Not a single time did he stop to reload. Yet he'd already fired 100, 200, no, even more shots. A machine gun had infinite bullets in the shape of handguns. The gunfire would not cease until the prey evaporated without a trace.
ああ、月よ。そんなに急がないで。私の愛しい人はどこにいるの？
Ah, halt your stride, O noble moon, for I need to know, where does my beloved wait for me? Still gliding through the air in the same position that Schreiber flung her in, Rusalka narrowed her eyes at the bloodbath below her. She too was a fiend with hardly any more empathy than the boy. A senseless murder neither scared nor made her uncomfortable. Still, Schreiber's penchant for massacre had a different feel to it. Rusalka and Wilhelm, too, were sadists who enjoyed torturing and murdering people on a whim, sometimes even delighting in the activity as a form of sport. Yet being compared to Schreiber's madness would surely make even her stomach turn. It wasn't like he alone possessed something unimaginably diabolical that the other two didn't. Quite on the contrary. He lacked motivation. His movements were fueled by the senseless curiosity of a predator, the carnage he enacted being his only means of communication. Much like an infant would plop anything he found on the ground straight into his mouth, Schreiber too would devour all he came across. And so? Wolfgang Schreiber was the last person she wanted anything to do with. Why, he's just a little ball of joy, isn't he? He possessed neither the concept of love, nor that of friendship or camaraderie. Even if he did, he would only be able to express it through carnage.
よっやあアンナ、空の旅はどうだったかな？
Schreiber caught Rusalka in his arms as she finally reached the ground. The boy had transcended, or rather, lost his humanity before ever joining the Knights of the Obsidian Table. Even Wilhelm, the very incarnation of debauchery, said he must have been born from a dog or something. Rusalka harbored a natural aversion towards Schreiber, one of a slightly different kind compared to what she felt towards Reinhard and Mercurius. If she had the choice, she would never speak to the boy again, and would have loved nothing more than for him to stop pestering her. Being the target of his curiosity was the last thing she needed in her life.
楽しかったからもう下ろして。
She tried acting gentle and affectionate so as not to provoke him. Schreiber, on the other hand, didn't appear to be listening. He looked about him, scanning every nook and cranny of the square before ultimately letting out a disappointed sigh.
ねえ、なんでもう誰もいないのさ。
I don't know, I really don't think they actually appreciated your little performance. I understand, it was actually it was just a beautiful spectacle. I can understand that, unfortunately, there are just some people that don't seem to understand the taste, dear Schreiber. Also, please stop pointing your gun at me.
だってそれは。
Samiel was partly to blame, having caused that insane calamity without a shred of thought about how it would affect the modern world. Most of the potent sacrifices had shut themselves in their homes and would no longer venture outside at night. And that was why Rusalka came here to do something about luring them out. But now that Schreiber had killed everyone she could have used, the whole plan was in shambles. Rusalka, remembering to be angry about that fact, promptly leapt out of the boy's embrace, who seemed to still be busy lamenting the absence of more prey.
塔の上にはジャミエルとクリストフもいるんでしょ。私は彼らと話があるから、あなたはそこで待っていて。
Because all he could do was be a hindrance anyway. She turned around, swallowing that bitter remark. They were useless, each and every one of them. Leon snatched the school swastika from right under their noses. Bay, the only fellow member she had grown to trust, decided to kick the bucket, and Kristoff went so far as to take Kane from her. The rest comprised of a walking time bomb whose only way of communication was through slaughter. A military bitch with a stick up her ass who wouldn't bend the rules if her life depended on it, a lout who didn't know how to speak, and a fallen priest whose words you could never trust. The hell was up with that lineup? I mean, it's almost like it's a group of villains or something. Rusalka felt herself the only one with even an ounce of sanity left. Well, I mean, actually, if we compare her to the rest of them, maybe? Kind of? Slightly? A little bit? As she busied herself with wallowing in thoughts of resentment, Schreiber addressed her from behind.
ごめんね。僕らは役に立たなくってさ。
Oh, indeed, he was no good. No good at all. Their ability to kill others during times of war was the only thing that earned them their ranks. She was smarter and more competent than the rest. The battalion of 3, their capabilities exhausted by senseless destruction, might have been fantastic warriors, but quite lacking as commanders. As proof, all their panzer divisions, from the LAH through Das Reich all the way to Totenkampf, ended up being completely annihilated. Did I pronounce those right? Wait, or could it be they simply killed their own troops themselves?
まったく、君には本当頭が下がるよ。
Schreiber continued his series of apologies as a number of disquieting thoughts flashed through Rusalka's mind.
もう役に立ちそうなのは君しかいないんだよ、アンナ。迷惑かけるけど、ごめんね。
Ouch. Why did she suddenly have trouble forcing any words out? Well, because now she kind of realizes that, I mean, with those words, Schreiber's basically sparing her. I mean, that sounds like enough of a threat, like,
Oh, by the way, I can kill you whenever I want, but you just have too much of a use for us right now. I'm afraid that'll have to wait.
人がいない。ここのスワスチカを開けない。はあ、僕らは確かに役立たずだから、君に頼るしかなさそうだよ。
oh. Sorry for all they were making her go through? She was the only one who could still be of use? She was the last one they could turn to for help? The next moment, she staggered 2 or 3 meters away from him. No, impossible. It must have been her imagination. She eliminated that train of disturbing thoughts by singing the blade of reason deep into them. Machina, Samael, and Shuraiba might have been staunch and seasoned veterans without exception, but they were hardly better than amateurs when it came to the arcane. She'd be quite surprised if they could even cast basic tracing and sleep spells properly. Right now, she was their only expert in terms of magic. It would have made sense for them to suddenly write her out of the equation.
どうしたんだい?
She must have simply overreacted to that aura of dread lingering about the boy at all times. The runt was completely mad anyway. She was foolish to even lend an ear to his ravings. Or so she tried convincing herself.
そんなに怯えないでよ、アンナ。
His lips formed an angelic smile. Why did she feel like this madman with more screws loose than Soviet furniture could see right through her? Did Soviet furniture have a lot of screws loose?
君は本当に可愛いな。昔から怖がりで、ハイドリ秘境やクラフトだけじゃなく、僕やルベドやニグレドまでもが怖いのかい?
Oh, I see. Rubedo, Negrido, and Albedo. They all end with Edo. Okay. That just connected in my head. Sorry.
長く生きると世の中怖いものだらけになっちゃう人なんだね。あ、だったらさ。
私は
Her instincts demanded she not let him finish.
上でクリストフたちに用があるの。だからあなたはここにいていい？ここにいるのよ。
いいよ別に。
What was up with this sensation? It felt as though he was looking right through her, dissecting her heart, slicing it to pieces, laughing at her. And indeed, Rusalka's sixth sense, her premonition was right on the mark. Shuraiba might have been unable to comprehend the mind of human beings, but he was no fool. He had his faculties perfectly about him. The nose of a shark, eyes of a hawk, ears of a bat, a chimera of insects. The wolf's fangs and limbs were ever useful instruments of carnage, but his other tools could perceive the inner world of those around him with staggering precision, though not through comprehension, but the act of tearing it out. He knew people from their screams, from the blood he bathed himself in. He could perceive their facial expressions, hear the changing rhythm of their hearts, and sniff out their sweat and adrenaline. Gross? As such, he could read Rusalka like an open book. Shuraiba gave the girl a gentle smile as she hurried into the elevator.
待ってるよ、アンナ。できれば僕のところへ来てくれると嬉しいな。
In short, he meant that.
やれやれ。シュライバー今日も人が悪い。余計なことを言って、あたら怖がせる必要もないでしょうに。
Valeria Teriva made a wry smile as he observed the two from the tower's observatory.
うちに帰るまでが遠足。任務も達成するまでが命令。といったところで、馬の耳に念仏ですかね。ここはリザとテレジアが好んでいた場所なので、婿の民から犠牲を出すつもりはなかったというのに。
Well, he kind of goofed there, Teriva.
このありさまでは意味がない。正直、心が痛みますよ。
You sure about that? Over 30 lives have been lost due to Shuraiba's meaningless fit of carnage. The square below Kristof's gaze had been painted crimson with the blood of innocence.
まあよい。必要最小限の犠牲だったと割り切りましょう。残るスワスチカは、ここを入れてあと3つ。もはや核の実など、私が気にする必要もありませんし、今からは走り抜けます。であればザミエル卿、あなたはどうなると思われますか？
さて、私としては貴様が選ばれると面白いが。
Eleanor shrugged with an icy smile on her lips before shifting her gaze from the scenery below to the other two silhouettes hidden in the shadows of the observatory's walls.
あれの考えるコスカライダさんなど容易に見当はつく。まずシュライバーでは相性が悪すぎて、私ではさらにダメだ。とは
マキナ教とは一見して好相性だが、その特性が堅韌すぎる。となれば私ですかね。
Okay, the two figures besides Tarifa. That would have to be Machina and Kane,
他に誰もいなければ。
I think. Eleanor let out a disdainful snort.
言ったろう。あれはコスカライ。確実に勝てるような相手としか戦わん。貴様は奴に言わせればさしずめ正体不明だ。
ならば。
Eleanor gave the priest a nod as his gaze shifted towards the corner.
それしかなかろう。デク人形相手にどうやったら負けられる。そしてそう思っている相手に戦を挑むような恥知らずな私もいらん。貴様の方針に乗ってやろう。ここをブレンナーがついていた云々の真偽はともかく、誰と戦うかを選ばせてやる以上、5分の4の確率で無効にするという貴様の条件。これでもまだ今日を引くならもはや救えん。
Oh dear.
願わくはあれが盛しい魔術師ではなく戦士であることを祈るばかりだ。
So this basically kind of is like a bit of a trap just to kill Rusalka.
まあ、そういった教授はあなたとキルヒ・アイゼン教の1000倍でしたからね。彼女に期待するのはいかんとも。おや？
Tarifa cocked his head to the side in an exaggerated motion and looked around the room. They were now one person short.
これはマキナ教。くだらなすぎて付き合えぬという意思表示ですかな？
Did Machina just fucking walk off? Okay, I've had enough of this shit. Goodbye.
だろうな。奴は私以上に小細工を好む。貴様とは別の意味で愚直だよ。
Listen, I'm literally one-punch Machina. Let me do this. You guys are kind of boring me.
で、それは
The elevator approached at a steady pace. 5 floors left. 4, 3.
いいのか。下のあれを放っておいて。どこに飛んでいくかわからんぞ。
ええ、申しました通り、これからは走り抜けます。もとより、彼が私に従うなど、一度きりが限度ですよ。
Oh, goody.
だが、あれはスワスチカの場所すら意に介さん男だ。ハイドリヒ教への供物を無駄にばらまき、浪費した場合は何とする？
I think the real question is, would Hydric actually allow that? I mean, the goal is to open all the swastikas so that he can be fully born, isn't it?
その時はその時。私はあなたの理解さえ得られれば、それで良いと思っていますよ。
なるほどな。
The elevator gave off a brief jingle as it reached the top floor, its cheerful melody oddly contrasting the heavy atmosphere of the tower. Doors then parted, revealing a girl.
では、聞くだけ無駄と思うが言ってみるか。
ええ、よろしくお願いします。
Oh no. Eleanor turned around with a composed smile on her face as Tarifa gave a theatrical nod. He then shifted his gaze to the side, addressing the shadow in a calm voice.
カイン、聞こえていますか？あそこにいるのが生産杯です。
Oh no. Oh no. As if the words were a magic spell, the giant shuddered, his joints coming alive. He spat curses of indignation through his clenched teeth, his mouth leaking rotten saliva without stopping. Such hatred, such obsession, such...
愛でしょうかね。素晴らしい。
Oh, that... Oh... Rusalka, run! The decayed giant would neither forgive nor forget. Tarifa could understand and empathize with his feelings from the bottom of his heart.
そして行きましたか、シュライバー卿。
Perhaps he could no longer contain his hunger, or had simply forgotten why he had been waiting. The square below was completely deserted. The ashen beast, with his shackles now torn off and discarded, could be restrained by no one. The scent of a powerful being's blood would bereave him of all self-control. Wounded lions were indeed his favorite prey.
さて
Would the trembling lioness, her heart having yielded to despair, be devoured by the maddened wolf? Or the shriek of a girl reached Tarifa from behind. Just as they had thought, the witch opted for the incorrect choice and had been split apart by the giant's blade of concentrated resentment. The priest made a smile as tears of fresh blood welled in his eyes, the stigmata's essence soaking through and dripping down his mantle. Fuck!
私はあなたを買っているのです、レオンハルト。
Christ!
マレウスとは違うところを見せてほしいものですね。
Christ, that was brutal! She didn't even get a chance to fight! With the opening of the 6th swastika, the 3 battalion commanders could now evoke up to 80% of their power. The invincible legion of fallen champions known as Einherjar. They were certainly not the kind of foe a single wounded girl could possibly handle. In which case...
あなたはどうされますか、藤井さん。
In short, the girl's fate now rested in the hands of a single boy. The priest made the sign of the cross with exaggerated motions, his heart beating ceaselessly with anticipation.
Chapter 10 Vanergond.
I thought it was spelled Vanergonder, but okay.
I pretty much dropped dead from exhaustion the moment Honjo and I passed through the entrance of the club.
As much as it sickened me to admit, most of my wounds seemed to have already healed. A near overwhelming feeling of exhaustion remained, though. That battle inside Wilhelm's perpetual night was one of the toughest I'd had experienced so far. Not to mention the psychological trauma of having to see the school, a symbol of my day-to-day life, demolished like that. To make matters worse, Marie seemed to have grown unresponsive. Or rather, I couldn't feel her presence at all, which I doubted was a good sign. The phenomena appeared to have no effect on my powers, though. I could still feel the guillotine inside my right arm. If anything, it had become even stronger than before. Not to imply I wasn't positively unsettled by the situation. As much as I hoped it wasn't the case, her soul might have just drifted even closer to that of an insentient tool. That'd be grave news. I had no intention of using Marie only to cast her aside when I was done with her. I wished to save her as much as I did Himuro, Honjo, and Kasumi. I sure had my hands full, huh? And again, if I could save people just by wishing hard enough, I wouldn't be in the situation to begin with. How many people had already died because of me? And how many had I managed to save? I had no special traits. I was no different from a snot-nosed brat. Which is all the more reason not to get too caught up in depression. If I had time to lament my lack of knowledge and strength, I should use it to improve myself. Or at least, that was the plan in my mind. Stop poking me! Why the hell did this girl have to keep poking my cheek when I was desperate to rest and regain my strength as fast as possible? Stop it!
かわいい。
Stop it!
ほんと。寝顔だけはね。
Was that a camera shutter just now?
ムラムラするね。
How dare you?
するね。
Don't!
ちょっと私の口で言えないようなところが、じゅんじゅん刺激されるっつうか。
Was that necessary?
ポーズ取らせる。
Don't! Stop it!
っていうか、
Ellie?
脱がそうか。
Himuro!
よっしゃ。
よっしゃじゃねえ。
I jumped out of the bed with a cry.
うっと。
Where did that come from?
もうちょっと寝ていた方がいいと。
How about after you get out of my room and unlock the door?
俺のベルトから手離してくれたら寝ますよ。
これは気にしちゃダメ。
My God, woman! Maybe she should stop poking me when I try to sleep. Clutching my head, I let out a cry of frustration. Good grief.
少しは復活した？
I feel violated. Honjo seemed to have trouble containing her smile, so I merely replied with a silent nod in an attempt to express my discontent.
どれくらい寝てた？
ざーっと12時間。今は夜の10時だね。
Holy shit! Well, I should have done it. I didn't exactly feel like I was in top shape, but we had no time to idle around. Damn, 20 hours. After seizing Himuro's hands, still trying desperately to undo my belt, I glanced around the room. Oh my god, she does not...
お目覚めか?
She does not hold back. My god, Himuro! This asshole was right here in the same room and didn't even so much as lift a finger to help preserve my dignity. Last time I checked, Honjo was his woman, right?
だいぶご活躍だったみたいだな、ヒーロー。
そうでもねえよ。
More like barely survived. I could neither defeat my single opponent, nor achieve my initial goal in the end. Kicking ass was hardly a fitting phrase to describe what transpired back there.
でも収穫はあったんだろ？
そりゃ本庄の手柄でな。
We couldn't rescue Kasumi, but at least managed to get our hands on Irae Himuro instead. And I was willing to bet she had a useful secret or two to share with us about those psychos.
オーケー。俺も今戻ったとこだしよ。お前も寝起きで頭回らねえだろうから。まずは飯でも食って落ち着こうや。
わかった。
Now was not the time to just sit on our hands, but I didn't want to just rush things either. I decided to go along with Shiro's idea for now.
じゃあテレジア先輩、あたしらレディースは炊事係なんで。私料理できないよ。
Oh, come on, it's fun. I had no idea what this girl was thinking. After everything we went through recently, it sure didn't take her long to adapt to the situation and start chatting with us as usual.
それからその名前で呼ばないで。
Why? Perhaps that prior assessment of mine was mistaken. She must have been trying her best in her own way.
じゃあ俺が作ろうか？
あんた味覚ぶっ壊れてるじゃない。
That... well... Did Shiro and Honjo miss that gloomy look Himuro just gave us? Or were they purposefully acting stupid? In any case, they seemed to be hell-bent on easing up the tension a bit, so I chose not to say a word and instead observed them with a faint smile. But just as I did that...
藤井くん、ごめんね。でも私、今、嬉しいよ。
Why the apology? And what was this about being happy? What exactly did she hide behind that gloomy smile of hers? I had to know. Needed her to tell me everything.
俺もまあ先輩とまた話せて嬉しいよ。
But for now, I should just appreciate the situation. Because in the not so distant future, we'd have a 3-against-1 interrogation. And I had to admit, I wasn't looking forward to it. Sakurai! Besides,
結局バカスミがどうなったのかは正確なところわかんねえんだろ？
Yup.
after helping ourselves to Shiro's lethal cooking, we first listened to what Honjo had to say. Oh my god, they actually let him cook.
死んじゃいないとは思うけどね。だってあの時中庭にいなかったんでしょ？
まあ
I couldn't spot Kasumi among the people Kane crushed to mincemeat, nor the ones Wilhelm devoured.
連中、死体処理は徹底してるみたいだから、今朝のことが大騒ぎになってないのはまあ良かったけど。
調べたところであいつも行方不明の一人なんだから意味ねえし。助かったもんの中に正気だったやつがいたなら話は別だけどよ。
Oh yeah. Wonder how the survivors are doing.
ダメだろうね。みんな確実に無遊病してたから。パジャマの子とかいたもん。
そりゃ分かってる。
The main question was why they decided to single out Kasumi compared to the other sacrifices, and what our reasons were for believing her to still be alive. It all came down to a single fact that Honjo told us.
いらないって。そいつは確かにそう言ったんだな。
そう。もうなんかすっごい嫌な感じのやつ。
seemed like not even the usually upset and chipper Honjo could talk about that person without a frown. You'd think she was looking at a host of deadly bacteria or slugs.
これくらいの背が低い男の子でね。見た目は中坊くらいの子供だよ。金髪で。
Irae.
これがさ、ニコニコ笑ってるんだけど、中身は煮えくり返ってるわけ。怒ってるとかそういうんじゃなくて、嬉しいとか悲しいとか、とにかくごちゃごちゃのカオス。
Well, he is basically chaos incarnate.
ありゃダメだわ。頭からつま先まで別の生き物だよ。コミュニケーションなんか取れないし、例えて言うならがん細胞。
What, that he is constantly growing and nigh impossible to control?
へえ。
Honjo's disgust didn't seem to be mirrored in Shiro, who simply made a fascinated smile. And then,
知り合いかい先輩。
he bared his fangs at Himuro with no hesitation whatsoever.
いらないっていうことは代わりにいる相手を確保できたからって風にも取れるよな。
That would be Kasumi. Yes, that was part the reason why that we still thought Kasumi was alive.
あいつと先輩の立場が入れ替わったということかい？あんたは連中に用なし扱いされたから今ここにいて、その代わりに霞のやつがなっちゃんのお姫様になっちゃったと。
This boy put it together real quick.
おい。
I frowned at his tactlessness, but Himuro didn't even seem to even react. She simply...
ウォルフガング・シュライバー。そのがん細胞みたいな人のこと。
Oh.
名前だけは知ってるよ。
それじゃあ。
As I unconsciously let those words slip, my tone had become clearly stained with despair. So she was acquainted with them. Not like it came as a surprise at this point, but it still hit me hard when she confirmed it like that.
ねえ、藤井君。私は何を話せばいいのかな。
Tell me the air force speed velocity of an unladen swallow.
What?
知らないこともいっぱいあるし、知ってることも最近まで信じてなかったことばかりだし。私はあまり役に立たないと思うけど。
そりゃこっちが決めるよ先輩。とりあえずその狼少年が言ったことと俺らの予想は先輩的にどうなわけ？
それは。
Himuro broke our gaze and cast her eyes down for a few seconds before once again raising her face to steal a few glances at us.
ねえ藤井君、ゆさ君でもいいけど、綾瀬さんって日本人？
は？
何それ？
おじいさんかおばあさんか、つまりクォーターじゃないのかってこと？うん、それもドイツの人じゃない？
なんでそんなこと？
おじいちゃんかおばあちゃんが兄弟で、親がいとこだからはとこかな。私と綾瀬さんがそうだったらそうかもって思ったから。
Basically, as it's, I actually kind of basically learned this in the first round. It's kind of glad that you kind of have to go through these routes to learn this shit. She's basically a Sonen kind. Although you're a more, I guess, preferred / perfected, she's basically a discount Sonen kind.
嘘。
Where the hell did that come from?
はとこ？
That flat-faced, totally common-looking Kasumi was a quarter foreigner and related to Himuro at that? But she couldn't even speak English, much less any other foreign language.
うわ、今すっげえ不気味な系譜が頭に浮かんできた。
I just love this for some reason I find dumbfounded Shiro hilarious.
多分どっかでチワワの血でも入ったんだよ、きっと。
Chihuahua? Okay, the two sure weren't pulling any punches with a person who wasn't even present, but I couldn't exactly disagree either.
先輩、さすがにそれはちょっと無理ありすぎっていうか。
でもそうとしか考えられないんだもん。 どうなの？
どうなのって言われても。
I exchanged a glance with Shiro.
あいつの親父はガキの時に落ちんでるけど、ハーフって面じゃなかったな、多分。
Yeah. He certainly kicked the bucket.
ああ、おふくろさんもそんな風には見えねえけど、まあ聞いたわけじゃないから外見だけで判断はちょっとね。ついでに言うと、じいさんばあさんが家に遊びに来たなんてこともないだろ。
ああ、知る限りない。
俺もこいつもあんまり地とか家とかに執着しないたちなんでね、特に気にしちゃいなかったけど、普通に考えりゃちょっとおかしな家ではあったかもな。
そういや、盆や正月に誰も来ないし、行くこともなかったな。
そう。つまり結構謎な家系なわけね。先輩は自分のじいさん兄弟っていうか親戚筋のことを知らなかったの？いないって聞いてた。
じゃあ、
まあ待てよ。
Shiro cut me short, as if trying to savor the moment of things finally getting more interesting for him.
一地域丸ごと同じ名字だらけとかいう偏僻クソ田舎ならまだしもよ。普通は鳩子領域まで行ったら面識なんかないのは当たり前だろ。
私は結構知ってるけどな。
お前んちは特別だ。
Eh?
レン、お前だって知らねえだろ。
そりゃまあ。
No shit, Sherlock. I didn't even know the names of my parents.
I highly doubted I was any less irregular than Honjo when it came to family matters.
だいたい仮に霞と先輩が親戚だったとして、それが何の？
Oh yes. Can't explain the whole Sonin kind thing.
血だろ。要するに。
ああ、優生学ってやつね。
Honjo clapped her hands and proceeded to plunge into her explanation, though not before giving Himuro, who had fallen silent, a brief glance.
つまりね、ブランド米あるじゃん。あれと一緒。
Huh? Okay, I'd really appreciate if she could elaborate a little.
要は品種改良だよ。競馬だ、競馬。
Oh. Why couldn't these idiots just use people in their examples?
親父が理系で、おかんが文系の天才なら、子供は完璧超人ってことで。
ついでにジジイが格闘家でババアが日舞の師匠なら、もはや隙はねえ。
そんな簡単なものじゃないと思うけど。
So in short,
サラブレッドってことか。
そういうこと。
Kasumi? A thoroughbred?
今藤井君、これがって思った。
いや、思ってないっすよ。
No, technically I was thinking of Kasumi.
I almost did though.
つまるところ、先輩はなっちゃんに都合がいいように掛け合わされた血筋の人で、霞もその枝だったとしたら、連中にさらわれてもおかしくないっていうことな。
本当の優生学っていうのは悪性遺伝子の淘汰が目的なんだけどね。例えば眼科系で早死にの一族を救うためだったり、
チビ家系とかデブ家系とかハゲ家系とかを直したりな。
お前はもう黙れ。
Please. Our conversation was rapidly entering the territory of pure bad taste. God damn it, Shiro, just leave, please. No, actually stay in here. It's actually it's very comical with him just kind of interjecting every now and then. Just kind of dispels the tension, if only slightly. Not like the very concept was particularly tasteful either way. The breeding of humans as well as the artificial selection of a master race. Even if the goal was to create able sportsmen or scientists, using the word breeding in the context of humans left a bad taste in my mouth. Prearranged marriages of olden times were already a pretty disgusting concept. Thank you. But this went a step beyond. It felt like sacrilege against our very own nature. In other words, Himuro.
いいよ別に。あまり気にしてないから。子供じゃないしね。お父さんとかおじいちゃんとか、そのまた上の人がどういう事情で結婚したとしても、 私まあ愛ある結婚云々はともかく望まれた子供ではあるわけだしね。
I just wish they wanted her for something less hazardous. Himuro wasn't the worst student in the school, but she was no genius, and I'd never seen anyone worse at sports than her. Besides, it wasn't like she had some sort of innate talent for painting or music either, as far as I knew. Though I knew painfully well that those weren't the kind of talents those psychos were looking for in her. I don't know, could you imagine those guys trying to open up a painting business? Actually, holy shit, I'd totally watch that. Could it be that Kasumi's dormant blood was to blame for what happened to her? I felt like I was piling one conjecture upon another over here, but it made more sense that way. I mean, just imagine if like friggin' Wilhelm doing bloody paintings. It might have still been part coincidence, at least. After all, we ended up moving to this town due to sheer chance. And then good old Spine would be doing like a lot of spider art, and Rusalka would just be doing visual imagination and magic and shadows. Now, naturally, Samael would have a lot of flames. Shiraiba would just destroy the canvas. Machina, I think that he'd probably punch a hole through it. But in that case, oh boy, were the two of you born in this city? So Father Tarifa might have already seen through that much at the time. Now that I thought about it, he did keep shifting the flow of conversation towards the origins, and his questions were never without pitfalls. Spine pretended to kidnap Kasumi, and it was most likely the divine vessel that ordered him to do so. Maybe that action had another meaning I missed. Well, I guess those two had already known about Kasumi by that time. Otherwise, Father Tarifa wouldn't have possibly had the time to think of a way to switch her with Himuro. If all they wanted was to incite my anger, they could have killed Kasumi then and there. The reason they didn't was because they had another use for her. But then why didn't the bastard just keep Kasumi with him? Was there some special reason why he allowed her to stay around me?
どうしたのレン君、黙り込んで。
I'm having a protagonist monologue right now.
いや、ちょっと。
I felt like the answer was at my fingertips. There had to be a proper reason why he let Kasumi go then, but not now. There was likely someone in the ranks of the obsidian table he wanted to conceal Kasumi's presence from. However, assuming that person was somehow out of the picture, he'd be able to take more drastic measures. Uh-huh. The pieces of the puzzle seem to have all fit together. This is all speculation on my part, but my intuition has been telling me I was right. The grandparents of second cousins were siblings, which also meant they would share the same great-grandparents. And considering all those in their ranks who had recently passed away, Sister Lisa was most likely her and Kasumi's.
まあ、俺もお前と同感だよ。
Shiro faced the puzzled girls with a smirk.
一体どういう。
いや別に。ただ先輩、もう一回聞くけどよ。あんたは霞みたいなハトコがいるかもしれないってことを知らなかった。
うん。
ついでに、じいさんばあさん、そのまた上のご先祖様は顔も名前もわからない。
うん。
In other words, she wouldn't know anything about her great-grandmother either.
なるほど。こりゃガチだわ、レン。
As I attempted to prevent my feelings of guilt from showing on my face, Shiro made the wry, derisive smile of an aloof mathematician after solving a complex yet most curious equation.
ああ、そっか。そういうことね。
Apparently, Honjo caught on as well. And now that all three of us were on the same page, we all had one question left to ask. One I really didn't feel like asking. I was probably better off not knowing the answer to. But we still had to set things straight, no matter what. We had to know how Himuro's, and likely Kasumi's bloodline was significant in relation to what was going on in the city right now. We needed to know about the ultimate goal of the obsidian table.
何を言ってるのかよくわからないけど。でもその様子なら少なくともユサ君は気づいてるよね。
Go out
ど
for
うすれ
smoothie?
ば一番いいか。
Go out for smoothies? Her features betrayed a hint of resignation mixing with genuine relief. as if a heavy load had just been lifted off her chest. Her faint smile was beautiful in its fragility, but also hollow and imbued with the illusion of transparency. It felt as if her face melted into the scenery.
私を殺せば丸く収まるかもしれないよ。
The words quietly left her lips.
言ったように私はそれほど詳しいわけじゃないけど。
We could very well solve all our problems by simply killing her right here and now. My mind froze, refusing to comprehend those words. There was no way we could kill her. Hell, if Shiro tried anything now, I'd beat the shit out of him until he forgot who he was. Why was that even an option? It should have made no sense.
なんとなくわかるの。8つ揃うと手遅れになっちゃう。その時私がいたらいけない。
じゃあつまり
With half my mind completely frozen from shock, the other half continued to analyze the situation with astounding serenity, to the point it made me sick. I'd finally understood what her role was, even without knowing all the details. It was...
この町自体がでっかい装置で、それが完成するとあんた自身が生贄になって
to bring back Reinhard. At the cost of thousands upon thousands of souls. This whole town was like one colossal Ananerbe, its 8 points inscribing a giant swastika upon the face of the earth. Still, according to her, we could stop it all by simply killing her. But there was no way we could ever do such a...
ニグレド、ハルベド、ルベド。
Honjo blurted out something that sounded like an occult chant.
錬金術の超必殺技的なアイテムの錬成過程でね。国家、白化、石化ってのがあるんだよ。
Black, white, and red. Oh, Machina is black.
私が見たあの坊やはアルベド。
Mm-hmm. Schreiber is white, and Samiel is red. Could the man that faced me back in the yard have been Nigrido?
ついでにハーケンクロイツもその3色。
The Hakenkreuz?
学派によってまちまちだけど、他にも黄色と緑がプラスされる説もあったり。それで5色合わせて黄金を生む。そう考えた場合、この説で金色が与えてくれる恩恵って言えば。
ああ、それ知ってるぜ。有名。死んだ人間を生き返らせたり、生きた人間を不老不死にしたりする。つまり連中の目的はそれなわけだ。
Gold was a symbol of invincibility. Its transmutation was merely a metaphor for the conjuration of immortality. Imoto didn't even try to deny it. With her silence, she confirmed we were on the right track.
くだらねえな。散々デタラメやっといて、要は自分が死にたくねえっていうだけかよ。
Aye. Or because they wished to resurrect someone already dead. They'd rob the entire town of life, just so they could breathe it back into someone who had perished, or use it to extend their own lifespan. That explained why they were collecting insane amounts of souls. Overturning the natural order of life and death wasn't as simple as exchanging one living soul for a dead one. Like eggs or bread. You'd have to kill tens of thousands to bring back just one. Those scales might look ridiculous at a first glance, but in truth, they reflected the nature of us humans far better than any fair exchange would. The sheer egoism of not caring how many unrelated people died just to save the one you loved. The value of a human life changes drastically depending on the perspective. An obvious, and thus correct concept. The scales of their alchemy weighed not only the corporeal, but also the emotion behind the deed. As such, they were entirely precise and just. It pained me to admit, but I understood it all too well. I'd never contemplated becoming immortal or reviving the dead, but I too would do anything in my power to save those I held dear, those still living. I had enough of an ego to admit the veracity of those scales myself. After all, I cared more about Kasumi herself than all the people she ended up killing. In any case, now was not the time for idle thoughts. What Himuro said was true, and letting the 8th swastika open would mean...
先輩も、いや、今は霞か。とにかくあいつも行っちまうんだろ。
That made sense. Himuro was at the center of all this death and destruction. With she herself as a sacrifice, her life was definitely in danger. Which is probably why Father Tarifa decided to liberate her from that role.
どうも神父さん。先輩にだけはマジで甘いらしいな。
優先順位か。
I ended up blurting that out without even realizing it. If if your parents had to die, which one would you save? The one you felt was more important to you, naturally. And in this case, Himuro appeared to have been far more important to him than Kasumi, a girl he likely didn't even care about.
けどそういうことなら、8つ開き切るまでは鉄壁に守られるってことだろ？逆に身の安全は保証されたわけだ。それに俺は、もともと正義の味方的理由で働いてるわけでもねえし。
He turned to Himuro.
あんたを殺して収めようとか、特に考えちゃいないよ。そもそも、今は霞がその役みたいだから意味ねえし。あと俺は、丸く収めるっていうのが嫌いでね。ともかく、必要なことは分かったし、続きはレンと話してりゃいいさ。
だね。
Shrugging, Honjo followed after him.
それに、理屈と過程はどうであっても、先輩は死なずに済みそうなわけなんでしょ？だったらそんなポーカーフェイスしてないで、少しは喜べばいいんだよ。別にあんたが悪いわけじゃないんだしね。でも。
The fact that Kasumi was taken in her stead placed a weight on her soul, and even while she herself was still in danger, she never really seemed to show much concern for her own fate. As I found myself drifting from one gloomy thought to the next, Honjo made a wolfish grin before whispering something into Himuro's ear. I couldn't quite make it all out that well, but she seemed to be recounting the line I said to Himuro back at the school. She was even doing an impression of my voice. Why'd she go all red now?
あれで少しは気が変わったんじゃない？うん。じゃあよかった。少しは前向きにね。
Honjo, I think you just made it worse. Honjo left the room with a hearty guffaw. Not that it mattered, but she was terrible at doing impressions. Also, why was she so obsessed with that my line anyway? All I did was voice my honest feelings. How was that supposed to be strange? You dense motherfucker!
ごめんね。
いや、
Not knowing how to react, I simply patted her on the head. I did it half out of reflex, but it helped me finally realize something. She was warm. Alive. And so while there were still many things I would have liked to know about, we already learned enough from her tonight, just as Shiro said, and I decided not to torment her with painful memories any further. It didn't really matter from what point in time did she know about those psychos, nor did it matter how much she knew.
先輩に謝られるのはなんか新鮮だよな。
藤井君、年下なんだから頭触らないで。
Shut up. You're shorter than me. I'm gonna pat your head, boy, girl, child, person.
She was my friend, and that would never change. I never felt and wasn't planning to feel anything negative towards her. Who cared if she happened to have been embroiled in the insane plans of a few lunatics? I mean, haven't we all been embroiled in the plans of some crazy lunatics? Valeria Tarifa, the divine vessel. Whatever his goal, I would celebrate the fact that his actions saved one of my friends from danger. Now all I had to do was rescue Kasumi. I wasn't planning to forget the countless dead I'd failed to save, but I also couldn't allow past regrets to cloud my judgment and risk the lives of those still alive. Afterwards, we proceeded to have a meaningless and lighthearted conversation about nothing in particular. I didn't tell her what I thought about Sister Lisa, nor did she tell me anything about her death. It wasn't an attempt to escape reality. We just needed a few smiles to carry us through tough times, to keep us facing forward.
でも藤井君は誰にでも好きって言うよね。
Well, though I wished she could let that one go already.
短く、タチ悪い。もっと語彙を増やしてほしい。
I know.
誰にでも嫌い嫌いって言ってる人もそういえばいるし。
Wilhelm? Wait. Shiro.
似てるよね、君たち。頑固でツンデレなところとか。
How dare you call me tsundere?
I'm not saying you're wrong, but how dare you? And after uttering those words, tinted by exasperation and childish resentment, Himuro slowly drifted off to sleep.
しかし、 垂直落下だな、この
I know.
後も。
I know, right? In any case, I should leave her to her dreams. I had some other business to take care of tonight. Not to imply it was a payback for before, but I stopped to take a few pictures of Himura's sleeping face before leaving. Oh! You cheeky dick waffle. Alright, that is where I am going to end it for today. Yes, I'm gonna oversave. And I'm not oversave, god damn it. Maximum oversave! I think this will be a fitting time. Wait. Oh god, I butchered that immensely. There we go. Alright. I got a glimpse of Schreiber, and no Sakurai at all. Where the hell is she? I hope she's... No, she can't still be on that roof. And if she is, she might want to get started running, because I'm pretty sure Schreiber's after her. And on top of that, we now have 6 swastikas open. That only just spells utterly fantastic happiness and just overall good old golden times. That pun was totally intentional and not accidental, I swear. And if you're saying I'm a liar, well, I wish I could give you a cookie, because technically you're right. Alright. Well, that was delightful fun getting to see Schreiber in action, and also Rusalka's dead. Great! Didn't even get a chance to go out in a blaze of glory, no!
Oh, by the way, that girl there is the divine vessel. Have fun, Kane!
Fucking brutal! Christ! Okay. It's only gonna get more dramatic from this, isn't it? Goody. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. My head hurts, and I'm gonna go, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Fuck! Hello there everybody, Sabato92 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.